All right. What's up, everybody? Nate Dotson here. I've got Chad Dotson with me, the handsome older brother. We're going to do a quick series recap from the Reds-Brewers series that just wrapped up. Chad, you ready to go into this?
I cannot wait. I'm excited. I love it.
Well, guess what? The Reds were swept again. They were outscored during the series 34-12, and it was never very pretty. The first game, Red Legs lost 6-3, which is downright pleasant compared to what happened the rest of the series.
That's a barn burner.
Yeah, man, just down to the wire. Unfortunately, Tyler Malley had another rough outing. He was having command issues on his way to giving up 5 runs, 4 of which were earned in 3.1 innings of work. The poor guy, he's had a rough start so far. Hopefully the Pirates are going to be the cure for what ails him when his spot in the rotation comes back around. You know, if only he could pitch against the Reds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I feel bad about Tyler Malley. He's going to come around, but yeah, I mean, he's been unlucky in some spots, and he's also, he's missed his spots, and he's not been the Tyler Malley we're accustomed to, and we saw that again against Milwaukee, and it's frustrating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess the only bright spots in the game were there's a Tommy Pham had 3 hits, just a triple shy of the cycle. Mike Moustakas had 2 hits, inexplicably looking solid since his return from the IL. Those
solid.
two Reds,
can I just say solid offensively?
Yeah, that's a good point. Very, very good point. Those 2 Reds legends responsible for 5 of the team's 6 hits on the day. Put that down. The bullpen, both Alexis, Diaz, and Jeff Hoffman. Seriously, that Jeff Hoffman combined for 3.1 innings of no-run ball, 5 strikeouts. Looking good, but the rest of the game was not great.
Yeah, Jeff Hoffman's a guy that we've poked some fun at here on the show over the years for good reason. But hey, no arguments with him. He's pitched very well. 9 appearances so far this year, 1.88 ERA. And Alexis Diaz looks like a legit big league pitcher, just 25. Again, small sample size and all that, but he's one of the few guys in that bullpen that have really looked the part. And nothing bad to say about Alexis Diaz. Plus, I like that name for some reason. Alexis Diaz.
It's almost like they flip strengths and weaknesses with last year's squad. The bullpen's actually got some reason for optimism.
Right, in the starting rotation. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there was another game in the series. In game 2, some random assortment of allegedly professional baseball players jumped out to a 2-0 lead, top of the first, and naturally proceeded to get slaughtered 18-4. Vladimir Gutierrez, a guy who will likely not be on the major league roster much longer, gave up 7 runs in 4.1 innings. That jumped his ERA up to 8.86. Actually didn't raise it that much, if you can believe that. I don't know if you know this about the ERA, but that specific stat, lower, is in fact better. That's what you should do. Dari Moreta came in relief, stunk up the joint. Buck Farmer followed him up, stunk it up a little bit worse. Somehow, those 2 were not the worst pitchers on the day because Lucas Sims, who we all believe is a pretty talented pitcher, outdid all of them, gave up 5 earned runs in less than an inning. So another beautiful day at the ballpark.
That's the game where I was thinking just, the Reds lose all these games, but man, you said earlier the 6-3 game in the first game of the series. That's that's a close one, and it's true. These games are not even. It's not like the Reds are unlucky and they're losing 1-run games. They are getting blown out of the water, and that was just a tough one. Well, they've all been tough, but 18-4, and it's just embarrassing. So I don't know what you do. You got to laugh.
You feel bad for the guys. Tommy Pham and Moose had another solid days, 2 more solid days at the dish once again. That's pretty much all the good that I have to say about that game. Ryan Rowdy Tellez, who is a real life person and not a made up heavyweight UFC fighter, did most of the damage for the Brew Crew, going 4 for 6 with 2 home runs and a Brewers record 8 ribeye steaks against our beloved Reds. Well, the pitchers continued a season-long trend, issued 9 walks on the day. Sometimes, guys, this game just stinks, and Wednesday was one of those days.
I have no further comment.
I don't blame you.
I don't want to think about that game ever again.
Game 3 started out with a bang. The boys put up a 3-spot in the top of the first, thanks to a hit by TJ Friedel that no one saw coming because, it was TJ Friedel. That was followed by a walk Tommy Pham and a 2-run single for Riverfront favorite Tyler Stevenson, his first hit since returning from the IL. Unfortunately, the lead was short-lived after noted speedball thrower Hunter Green, who did seem to have his velocity back, if you're looking for a silver lining, gave up back-to-back dingers in the bottom half of the inning. He did his part to dispel all those rumors about the dead in baseball, giving up 3 more long balls in his 2 2/3 of work. I don't know. He's just asking the guys to come out of an 8-3 hole in the 3rd inning. It's going to be tough to do any day of the week. He struck out 7, hit a really weird stat line. So there's that.
Yeah, we'll talk more about Hunter Green in our weekly episode. So make sure you're subscribed to the feed so you get the weekly episode. We'll have more discussion about Hunter Green. But yeah, again, it's a situation. Reds jump out to a lead, and almost immediately they're getting destroyed. And it's just, Hunter Green, he's still a kid. Don't give up on him. But
Sure.
it was rough, and we'll try to analyze that a little bit more later.
Yeah. The only real bright spot, Tyler Stevenson came back. He had a home run. I think he had 2 hits on the day. Just kind of picking up where he left off before he went on the IL, which was nice. Phil Castellini's Reds.
Can I just say quickly, Tyler Stevens is the best player on this team right now.
Yep.
He's the best player on this team.
If we can keep that fella healthy, he's going to be a bona fide star. Phil Castellini's Reds are now a robust 3-22 to begin the 2022 season. 1-20 since his word vomit before the home opener in Cincy. At this point, I guess you just have to laugh. I mean, feel bad for the players, but I gotta admit, I do get sort of a twisted pleasure with the thought of Phil going full on like ostrich with his head buried in the sand. That's kind of all that's keeping me going right now.
Every time they lose, I just in my head I think, what's Phil doing right now? And that it lifts me a little bit.
Yeah. For the series, we have to do our good and bad. Tommy Pham went 5 for 10 in the series. Tyler Stevenson, like we said, rebounded from a tough Tuesday with a 2 for 4 day, including that dinger. Moustakas went 5 for 11, defying all expectations. And then the aforementioned Alexis Diaz and Jeff the Hoffman were fantastic out of the bullpen. The bad, yeah, like just the rest of it. Everything else was bad. It was really bad. He started pitching. It's been brutal. Kyle Farmer hasn't gotten a hit since he was my series stud a couple weeks ago. So sorry, Reds fans. I think it was my fault. I don't know. Just all kind of stinks.
It's all bad, but I don't know. For some reason, it's funny, and it really shouldn't be funny. But come on, it's sports, and the way everything's coalesced, I want the Reds to win, but I don't know. I'm getting a perverse pleasure. I feel bad about saying that here, but I think I've established my Reds bona fides, right? I'm a Reds fan, but I don't know. If you're going to lose big,
right? Make it entertaining for somebody. Some not so random thoughts. Almost everyone that I do enjoy watching on this team has gone on the IL. I mean, at least Alejo Lopez gets to hang out with the big leaguers for a few extra days, I reckon. Brewer San Martin sent back down to Louisville, where hopefully, fingers crossed, he sorts it all out, gets his confidence back, and gets back to Cincy soon. And then, we really missed that Luis Castillo guy, and fortunately, it looks like he's going to be back around next week, which is exciting. I guess we got to pick a series stud and a series dud. We're going to give it to Tommy Pham. We don't feel good about it. Hit 500 for the series, had a bomb, made a couple slick plays in the outfield, but stud is becoming a very loose term that we're throwing around here. We had this idea before all the stink, and now we're sticking with it for better or worse. Series dud, another week, another Red starter. Vladimir Gutierrez, 7 earned, 4.1 innings, just not going to cut it. Get it right, young guy. Like, we believe in you, but it's been rough so far. Up next, the Pittsburgh Pirates come to town for 4 games, including a doubleheader on Saturday, I believe. There was a time when Reds fans looked forward to a Pirates series as a way to get some wins, but I think the roles have reversed. Gross.
I'm just looking forward to an opportunity to be able to make up some ground on fifth place. It's our shot to really move up in the standings, or at least get closer. Moving, we can't actually move up, but get closer to it.
Hey, you got to play for something. Either way, it's a long way until October, Reds fans, and we're here to laugh through the pain with you. So until next time, this is Nate, that handsome guy's Chad. We'll talk soon.